Hello and welcome to this month's Chiefs Report. I'm Sarah Shunk. I'm sitting here with Chief Wolkers. Chief, today we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming holiday season. Tell me a little bit about what Shelby Township's going to be doing in the way of keeping shoppers safe.
We're going to, this is a big shopping season. We have Black Friday coming up this in the month of November. What we've done traditionally, we're going to continue this year. We're going to put out extra patrols in the parking lots. We do some undercover officers and unmarked cars, and we do patrol cars. We'll have extra guys out. And the biggest thing we have, the biggest issues are Hall Road, the shopping area down on Hall Road. We've had cases in the past where purse snatchings. So we're encouraging the ladies or anybody who has a package to make sure that they keep that secure and keep it, locked in the trunk of the car. Also leaving packages in the car where people can look in and see them. Auto break-ins is also another problem that we have in the shopping area. So we're going to have extra patrols to kind of tend to those problems.
Basically, on top of extra police officers being out there, people have to be a little bit more vigilant with themselves as well.
Well, we're in the hurry bustle season. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody's in a rush doing things. And what happens sometimes is the ladies leave their purses in the carts, or they're not really secured well on their body, so they're just kind of hanging. And these guys are sitting around watching that, and that's what they do. They run up and snatch the purse. So we're encouraging them to, don't leave things sitting in your basket that you're pushing around, those kinds of things.
And going from Christmas patrols to fraud cases, senior fraud cases, it's always very important to be vigilant with that stuff as well.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on with seniors. Seniors are getting more into the internet and getting more into the electronic age, so to speak. And it's hard for them to get on the internet and traffic the internet. The internet is a wide open highway for fraud. And when unfortunately some of the seniors that aren't really up to speed, sometimes they'll get emails, they'll open them and say, hey, you won the lottery, you won the trip to Jamaica, you won this or that, but you need to forward some money first. There's a lot of those flim-flams or frauds going on. And unfortunately, sometimes seniors, and not just seniors, but sometimes other individuals will go ahead and send that money, realize that they got taken, and come to the police department to file a report. Well, a lot of those incidents are occurring overseas,
right,
from Nigeria, from different places in the Caribbean, and they set these up, and they'll send thousands of emails out, and if they just get 2 or 3 responses, they're making easy money. The other thing is through telephones. They'll call the house and they will say that your grandson or somebody in your family's been arrested over in Toronto, over in Canada, somewhere else, and they'll convince you that they need bond money to get out of jail. And unfortunately, some of the older grandparents kind of panic and they send the money first without following up and thinking it through. And the issue we have is once money gets overseas, it's pretty much untouchable. And the FBI has a certain threshold. We take reports and report that. There's not a whole lot we can do to recover that. So we want to encourage seniors and everybody to be really wary. It's the old adage is, nothing's for free.
Right.
If something's for free, you need to be suspicious. And we encourage everybody to be vigilant and call the police department if they're having any of those kind of situations on the internet or over the phone where they're getting flim-flammed or somebody's trying to flim-flam somebody else.
We're still talking about money. Let's talk about the work session and the budget issues with the police department that happened recently, right? The work session?
Yeah, we had a work session with John Kaiser. I thought it went really well. We put out a lot of information. There was John Kaiser. I went through all the finances of the township. I prepared an option that I gave to the township board, presented to them, and I think we have a lot of good options to work our way through the budget. The township has always been fiscally conservative, and that's a good thing. And the police department, we've been reducing our budget and watching where the money is going. But unfortunately, revenue has gone down in the township, and so we have this budget deficit that we have to address. And I gave an option to them through some surpluses that the township has and some other issues that'll get us to 2017. And in 2017, the township board, the representatives of the citizens are going to have to make a choice that if we have to come up with more revenue in 2017, we'll have to maybe possibly look at a $500,000 or $1 million. I'm hoping that won't happen, as there's a lot of development in the township. The assessed value is going back up.
Right.
And we have approximately 8 to 10 retirements in the next 2 years. All those people won't be replaced. and so we'll be able to hopefully close that budget gap. And I think we'll actually probably be in pretty good shape. And if not in 2017, the township board or the citizens are going to have to make a decision on whether they want to cut some services or whether or not they want to add some more revenue. But I think we'll be okay until 2017.
K2 convictions, the Davishes.
Yeah, that's where and people got to understand that the criminal justice system works really slowly. This case is almost 2 years old. And the community, rightfully so, got upset over kids buying K2 down in 21 in Van Dyke at the gas station there, Citgo Stash and tobacco shop. And our narcotics guys worked a long time to go ahead and make an arrest of 6 individuals and confiscate a large amount of K2. In this, we had one individual that pled guilty. He's the first one out of 5. And we have 4 more coming up in court. We're pretty excited. It's the first conviction that I know of in the state of Michigan under the new law for K2, and it's real exciting for us. And we shut down an operation that was really putting out a lot of bad stuff to kids. So we were happy to see that, and we'll keep pushing forward. And hopefully the next 4 that are coming up, we'll get convictions on those, and it sends a strong message to individuals that want to come into Shelby Township that we're going to be on top of it, and we're going to keep a close watch. And if they're selling things to kids, we're going to put them out of business.
Definitely. And since you said this was the first in Michigan,
as far as I'm aware,
kind of sets the ground for what other cities, townships can do for trying people who sell it.
Well, absolutely. And the other thing to remember is that some of these businesses that we're selling, it took it off the shelves and some didn't. Well, it sends a message to those that either still have it on the shelf, not in Shelby, but in the Detroit area,
right,
that the Macomb County prosecutor and police department's going to go after you, and it sends a strong message.
Definitely. Nothing to mess around with. The church burglary, let's touch on that. What's the update with that?
Well, that was another good case for us. We just had an individual pled guilty to that, and we have 2 more that are up with the prosecutor's office. The church was broken into over on Shaner, St. Therese. We got some really good evidence out of that church burglary and some other business burglaries, and we were able to put 3 guys into jail and solve a church burglary in Clinton Township and also in the city of Utica. So it was good work by our officers to catch these guys in the act of breaking into a business, and then our detectives that did follow-up. And again, the criminal justice system moves slowly. This case is about 1.5 years old, I believe. So we're excited to get the conviction on that, and then the other 1 or 2 individuals still have to be brought up in the circuit court.
But it's nice to start wrapping it up,
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
This is nice to have these cases. Sometimes we make the arrest and it makes the news and everybody gets excited, and they don't always hear the end of it and what happens with the convictions and the sentence, those kinds of things.
Right. The radar trailer, how's that working out?
Well, the radar trailer is really working well, and the good thing about it is we bought it with drug forfeiture money, so it didn't come out of the budget. It's very sophisticated trailer. It has a computer system in it, so that we can put this trailer out now in the subdivisions, and we can track, and the computer tracks the cars and tells us how many people are actually speeding, how fast they're going, how many cars. That helps us a lot. The number 1 complaint in law enforcement for most metropolitan police departments is speeding in subdivisions. Parents get upset because they see people speeding. There's kids out and people walking their pets and things like that. So they get concerned in subdivisions that are speeders. The problem we have is you're out walking and you see 1 speeder go by. Is it more than 1, or is it a constant problem, or how much resources do we have to put into the subdivision? Now with this radar trailer, we can put it in there and we can track and get an idea exactly where our primary areas are for speeders in subdivisions and school zones, and we can go ahead and detail our traffic officers out there to go ahead and take care of that problem.
It's very important to know that. I know my street personally, we've had the radar trailer a couple times where I live, and it does remind people. And
the thing is it's kind of funny sometimes. We get people that complain about speeding in subdivisions. We'll put a radar car in there, and a lot of times we're writing the same people that are complaining. It doesn't take long when the speed limit's 25 miles an hour and you happen to be late for work.
Yeah.
And you're zipping off to work, and you get stopped and say, well, wait a minute, I'm not the speeder that you really wanted to catch. It's the kid down the street that's speeding all the time. I'm just speeding once.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
So the radar trailer allow us to get an idea of whether we have a regular speeding problem there or we have an isolated case.
And let's wrap up our conversation with the DARE program.
Yeah, we're just about finishing up with DARE. We're getting into the 9th or 10th week of the DARE program. It's about 11 lessons in the elementary school. So now we're starting to plan the graduations, and kids are getting excited. And it's a program that we really pushed hard in Shelby, and we've been able to maintain. A lot of communities, a lot of departments in the area have had to reduce their DARE program or do away with it because of revenue shortfalls. But we worked really hard through drug forfeiture funds. Our DARE officer, her salary is paid by drug forfeiture funds.
Okay.
So we've been able to balance the budget and use that money to get out and do an important program to talk to kids about saying no to drugs and alcohol, but also there's a bullying component, a lesson on bullying, which has really been highlighted over the years and should be.
Definitely.
With kids in school. So we've seen some high-profile cases recently nationally with bullying and how that can impact kids and cause a lot of serious issues. So we're really excited about that program, and it's a fairly new curriculum, and the teachers are excited about it, and so are the kids. So we have DARE graduations that will be coming up in December and January.
And I know that the kids are always really proud of themselves when they go through the DARE graduation. My daughter was when she went through it a few years back, and it's very, very beneficial.
Yeah, and I originally started the DARE program in Shelby in 1992, which is a few years back. And I still get kids who are now out of college and dating myself. They actually have kids that are in the DARE program, and they still come up to me and talk to me about the impression that the DARE program made on them. We know DARE is not a magic wand. It doesn't cure all the problems, but it does two things. One is it talks to kids about drugs and alcohol, but it also, we have a presence of a police officer in the school, which is a big advantage. And they get to know the police officer. They get to understand what we do in our job. So they build a relationship with them so that when they get into their teenage years and young adult years, they have a relationship with police and they understand exactly what we do and what our job is.
Definitely. It's a very positive message all the way through. All right, Chief. Well, that wraps it up. That wraps up this Chief's Report. Tune in next month for some new stuff. I'm Sarah Shunk. Thank you very much.